Hey, good afternoon. Happy Friday. I'm so happy it's Friday. So, see who's going to be joining us here. We are live to whoever joins us in the replay. Welcome. We're here to do sprints. We're here to get stuff done. 20-minute sprints. 20 minutes for whatever you want to get done. If it's writing stuff, that is awesome. If it's non writing stuff, that is cool too. And let us know, whoever is coming into the chat with us, let us know, what are you working on today? So I am working on, I'm kind of getting a lot. I have so many like loose ends I have to tie up because I am preparing for the relaunch of my series next month. And so, there's just a lot of threads that I have to kind of pull together. So I am finishing up the editorial content for November, which is all about, stuff that's related to the relaunch and promoting the relaunch. So I've got a blog post that I have to schedule, and then I've got a newsletter that I have to create and schedule. And then after that, I'm going to be working on the kind of the final stuff for the short story freebie that I have for my newsletter sign up. So I revised that. I added about 8,000 words to it. So now I have to put it through Pro Writing Aid. And I did not set the timer. Let's set the 5-minute timer. There we go. Yeah. So I have to put it through Pro Writing Aid. It's really the last stages: format it, get a new cover for it, and all that kind of stuff. So just kind of really finishing up things. Hello, Facebook user. Hi, I'm working on book 6 of my series. That is awesome. 6 books in the series. That is terrific. And it's being a beast. Oh, I can relate. Hoping to add some any words today. I can so relate. By the way, Facebook user, if you want us to see your name, then you can go and give permission to StreamYard at this link, because StreamYard is, no, it's not StreamYard, that's persnickety. It is Facebook that is persnickety. Facebook requires that you give permission for people to see your name and all that kind of stuff on the live stream. So, okay, but yes, I can so relate to the draft being a beast, because I'm going through that with the draft for book 3 of my historical cozy mystery series. And part of it was because I had personal stuff that I had to deal with earlier this year. And so I didn't really plan like I should have. And so when I was writing the draft, there was a lot of like knots that were that were in there, and a lot of dead ends that I came up against. So now I'm working on revising. And I just did finish my revising outline, and it's just like there's so many notes there. And so now I have to go in there and make cards in Trello for my revision board so I can get it a little bit organized. But it is going to be a challenge to revise. Going to be a challenge. Oh, hello, Amy. Sorry, I did give permission, so I'm not sure why it's not showing my name. Yeah, no apologies necessary, Amy. It's not you, it's Facebook. So, as I said, Facebook can be persnickety. So, but thank you, Amy. I will definitely try to remember that that is you. And thank you so much for joining us. So, any plans for okay, so let me first ask Preptober. So, who is doing, and also if you're watching the replay, also let us know who is doing Preptober. And are you still working on Preptober? Because we are almost at the end of Preptober. And also, what is your project that you're working on? Because I would really, really love to know that. I'm doing Nano. So I am doing Preptober. I've actually kind of taken a break from it today because I'm shifting gears a little bit to work on that short story freebie just to get it all polished and things like that. But Preptober was basically for me doing my revision outline for book number 3 because I'm going to be doing the revisions during Nano. So, and I know it's a Nano Rebel thing, I know, but you know what, y'all? I'm going to be doing so much rewriting that it's going to come to 50K, trust me. So I'm not really cheating. So I'm not really cheating. So let's see. Hello, Kellen. How long is the stream going to be? It is going to be for 2 hours. So we started at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and so we're going to go until 3. But as usual, you can pop in and pop out whenever you please. We are just happy that you're here. I won't be able to join the first sprint. That's okay. Unfortunately, that's why I'm asking. Not a problem. Not a problem. You can pop in and pop out anytime you want. Hello, Tracy. And if you've just joined us, let us know what you are working on for sure. Colin says if we switch to distance education November after the Toussaint holidays, then I'll do Nano. But if we stay in person, then I can't for obvious reasons, unfortunately. Yeah, I totally get that. Yeah, it's tough to do Nano when you're juggling other things, like coursework and other things. So, but tell me about the Toussaint holidays. It's probably Toussaint holidays. Tell me about that. I'm really curious. That sounds lovely. Hello, Melanie. Awesome that you can join us. And again, if you've joined us, let us know what you're working on. Also, if you're working for Preptober, let us know as well so we can cheer you on. And we are about 5 seconds away from the first sprint. There we go, my cute little tune. So, okay. It says buzz on the tab, but it's not buzz. So it's a nice little tune. Okay, so 20 minutes for our first sprint. On the clock, whatever you need to get done, we are here to support you. I will see you all in 20 minutes. first sprint down. So let's get this off, and then let's get our 5 minute, because otherwise I'm just going to babble to y'all for the next 2 hours. So we do not want that. Okay, here we go. So how did you do? How did that go for you? What did you get done? I got my blog post up, one of my last blog post up for November. And I'm just going to share this. Probably, a lot of you already know this, but this is a trick that my business mentor taught me. You can take blog posts that you did and refresh them and, do a revision or add a new image or whatever you want and repost them. And search engines like Google, for example, will treat them as new posts. So, you can kind of save yourself a little bit of work, especially if you've got posts that are what's called pillar posts, which are basically kind of posts that are talking about things that are really foundational to whatever you're doing. So, like, for example, if you're a writer of paranormal, let's say, fiction, and your fiction deals a lot with like werewolves, and you have a couple of posts about like the history of werewolves or werewolves around the world, or things that are just kind of really foundational that connect to your fiction, then you can take those posts and you can refresh them and regurgitate them. And so you don't always have to be reinventing the wheel when you write posts, because we all know, blog posts, they take quite a while. So because I'm dealing with historical fiction, I have a lot of posts, especially during this time of year, where I talk about the history of some of the holidays. So I've got like a Gilded Age Thanksgiving, where I talk about what Thanksgiving was like in the Gilded Age, which is like the last part of the 19th century, because that's what my fiction deals with. I've got a Christmas one, I've got a New Year's one. So every year I take those posts, I go over them, I add new images, and then I just kind of repost them. So it saves me a lot of time, which of course is always good. So let's see who was with us, and let's see how y'all did. Let's see. See if we got, hello, Lexi. Glad that you could join us. Tracy says, I'm determined to get some. Here we go with my reading glasses. Okay. I'm determined to get some in chapter 13. Okay, 13 and 14 of my blog book. Awesome. I've been having medical issues. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. And not writing, but I've gotten 1,500 words so far today. Fingers crossed for more. That is awesome. 1,500 words is awesome, and I'm so glad that you are feeling up to writing. That is so awesome. Callan says, Toussaint. All Hallows Eve. Okay, I think All Saints or something like that. Oh, that's beautiful. Callan, where are you in the world? I'm guessing it's a French-speaking country, so let us know where you are if you're with us. It's on the 1st of November. Cool. Lexi says, I plotted almost 2 chapters. That is awesome. Plotting is good. Definitely foundational, because you can't get the book done unless you do some plotting, unless you're a pantser, of course. Then, I so admire pantsers, because I really, for me, I know it's not something that, I would feel comfortable doing. Tracy says, when you started talking, my microphone started picking up and typing your word. Did it? Oh, okay. It's like a voice type thing. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's so funny. Well, it works. If you're still testing it out and it picked up my voice, that it works. That's a good thing. Molly says, interrupted by phone call, but started on an editing another scene. That's okay. Phone calls can be good too. Phone calls can be good. Hopefully it was a good phone call. Tracy says 465 words. Excellent. So we have about less than a minute here. And this is Amy, I think. 393 words. Awesome, Amy. If it's Amy, if it's not Amy, then awesome to whoever you are. Ken says, I honestly started losing interest in writing my fanfics. Really? Well, you know what? That's totally okay. That's totally okay. There's definitely, I think, writing that we do lose interest in, and of course, everybody says, oh, you have to finish this and that, but you know what, you don't have to do anything. If it's something that really doesn't catch your attention, then now if you're bumping from, in between like 20 projects, which is what I was doing like back in the 1990s. I started like a project, and then I would get, maybe like 10, 15 pages in, and then I would stop. So if you're bumping from project to project and you've got like 20 gazillion projects, then that might be a problem. But definitely, if you're losing interest, totally. Oh, France. Okay, you're in France. Oh, that's so wonderful. I used to teach. I used to teach English as a foreign language to online business students way back in the day, and I worked with several students who were in France, and it's I always love to hear about the culture. So beautiful. Okay, so we're getting this off. Let's go into second sprint. 20 minutes for whatever you want to get done. We are here to give you a thumbs up. I don't know if you can see my thumbs up, but there you go. And to encourage you. And I will see you all in 20 minutes. First hour is down. And how did you all do? Let's put the first 5 minutes. Hopefully, you got some good stuff done. I started with my newsletter, my last newsletter for November, which is actually corresponding to my blog post. And so I'm also kind of like recycling that a little bit as well. So I'm cheating a little bit. I'm cheating a little bit. And I got my mug of coffee. This is my Alice in Wonderland mug. So I don't have my First Lines mug, but I've got a first line for you. So when we get through with the break, I'll put it up so y'all can guess on it. I think it's going to be a pretty easy one, though. So let's see. How did you all? Let's see how everybody did. Okay. God says, I kind of figure it out. Okay. I kind of figure it out some sort of writing schedule during school. That's awesome. I use Friday to write on my laptop during one of my lectures. That is smart. On Thursday, I write in a notebook during some classes and type later. Very, very cool. Very cool. Although I gotta tell you, because I used to teach freshman composition courses in college. And I got to tell you, the teacher, as a teacher, as a writer, I totally, support that and give you 100%. I think that is super, super smart. As a teacher, not so much. But you know what? Now I'm talking as a writer and I'm saying kudos to you for doing that. Working on an original story now. Awesome. I have the very basic plot. Very good. And, sometimes the basic plot is really all we need. And, the story just kind of, it's like, I always think of the first draft as kind of like a journey. It's kind of like, it's a voyage of discovery is really what it is. So, and it's so fun that way. During the sprint, I backed up my work and started working on the second chapter of my story. Awesome. Also downloaded CC for Sims 3. Okay, not sure what CC or Sims 3 is, but that's just me. And Amy says 442 words this time. That is awesome. Thank you, Amy. Tracy says 350. Cool. I am in a part that is making my brain hurt. I know the feeling, Tracy. I know the feeling. I totally, my heart goes out to you. My heart goes out to you. But you know what? The story will go where it needs to go. And by the time you get to that final draft, it is going to be awesome. I know it. Molly says, got a short scene edited, but brain not cooperating. Yeah, going to Twitch. Going to switch to creating some nano trackers and November scheduling. Very cool. Very, very cool. Definitely something that I've been putting off. I've actually been, because I've been so swamped with doing relaunch stuff. I haven't even, I've got it on my agenda to go into Sarah's Preptober and do the exercises there, especially the scheduling and the menus and stuff. But I just have not gotten to it. So, yeah. It's like it's so frustrating, it's relaunch. I love the fact that I'm doing the relaunch, but I got to tell you all, relaunching 4 books is a challenge, is a huge, huge challenge, because there's so much to do and you've got, it's so many, it's like there's so many things in place and then you have to go backtrack and you have to change things and it's just like, ugh. Anyway, hello, Alex, dropping in during homeschooling time for my 6-year-old. Very cool. She loves the 20-minute mixer. Oh, she does. Oh, I'm so happy about that. I'm so happy. Now I feel so honored. I have a 6-year-old who is having fun with my sprints. That's wonderful. And I hope you're getting some stuff done too. Tracy says, trying to explain how to use radiation pellets to treat an alien parasite. Ooh, that is attached to the spinal cord and causing host timeline to progress or regress. Wow, that is so interesting. I don't know why, but now it's suddenly what came to mind when I read that was a 1950s Vincent Price film. I don't know if you've ever seen it, called The Tingler. And it's kind of, it's about, it's really, it's an awesome film, but it's really weird because there's like this creature that just, it's more of a horror film of course than an alien film, but this creature, like, is getting, is like, it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain, but you could definitely look it up on YouTube. I don't think the film is up on YouTube because it's copyrighted, but you can probably find, like or clips from it. It's called The Tingler. Really, really, it's one of those cool, like 1950s, kind of campy horror films. Hello, Angela. We are so glad that you are here and that you made it. And Tracy says it's been a long time, but I think so. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I know. I haven't seen it in a long time, also. But it's like it's one of the fun things I love to do in the month of October is like revisit all of those classic horror films. I just absolutely love those. Okay. Before we get the 20-minute sprint up, I'm just going to get to. I'm going to read the first line. Remember, this is first line of a novel, and try to guess what novel this is from. I think it's going to be pretty easy. You can look it up on Google. That's totally fine. This is not a test. That is absolutely fine. So here's the line. It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife. So I'll read that over again. It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife. Okay, and I think that's fairly easy. That's going to be fairly easy for people. So even I know that one. Okay, here we go. So 20 minutes on the clock for whatever y'all need to get done. If it is writing related, that's cool. If it's not writing related, that is cool too. We are here to support you, give you thumbs up. I will see you all in 20 minutes. So that's the end of our third sprint. And so we're going to be moving on to the last sprint. So, how did you all do? What did you all get done? I started to put. I've actually right now I've put the prequel short story into Pro Writing Aid, and so I'm now going through Pro Writing Aid. Pro Writing Aid now tagged something like, I don't know, something like 300 mistakes, and I'm like, oh shit. But when I was looking in there, most of those mistakes are actually like quotation marks that don't match, because Pro Writing Aid, if you've ever used it, tags. You know how you've got those straight quotation marks, and then you got the curly quotation marks. And so if you've got dialogue where one and where the beginning of the dialogue has like a straight and the end of the dialogue has curvy, then it'll tag it. So it's not really a mistake, quote unquote. So I'm not that bad at grammar. I'm not that great, but I'm not that bad at grammar. Okay. So let's see who is with us. Yes, we have a lot of guesses for the quote that I read. Yes, Tracy's going to look it up. Okay. Yes, Angela says Pride and Prejudice. Amy says Pride and Prejudice. That is exactly right. That is exactly right. Yes. So the quote is from Pride and Prejudice. Now, follow up question. Do y'all think, because Pride and Prejudice was what, like early 19th century, I think. Does it give us the date here? Yes, 1813, like way, way, way early. So question is it still true? Is it still true that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife? So interesting question for the 21st century. Well, he says, yeah, that's got to be something in Pride and Prejudice. Yes, it is. Or one of the Austen type books. Yeah, because it sounds like Austen's voice, doesn't it? You know, it totally sounds like something that Austen would write. Hello, Renee. Afternoon. Wonderful that you can join us. Callan says, I wrote a bit, but I'm having a bit of a hard time focusing. I can understand. I can understand. So hopefully you got something done. And if not, if you just relaxed or, went onto Facebook and saw what's going on, that's good too. That's good too. Renee says, love Pro Writing Aid. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it. It's not always right. So you kind of have to, it's not that it's not always right, but it doesn't always interpret the context the way in the correct way. And I think Grammarly and really all of those grammar and style checkers kind of do the same thing. So you kind of have to watch it, but I like it too. I like it a lot. My editor hates it. She does not like it at all, but I like it a lot. Kellen says, I'm pretty close to finishing the second chapter. Awesome. And I already finished chapter 1 today. I might finish chapter 3 tomorrow, but we'll see. That is terrific. That is wonderful. Finishing chapters, always a good thing. And Renee says, you showed your mug. No, I actually don't have, no, I don't have my mug. I've got this mug. I've got my Alice in Wonderland mug today. So I don't have my first lines mug. This one I actually took off the internet. So, but it's just so fun, playing this game and kind of figuring out what those first lines are from. It kind of makes you remember sort of the books that you loved as a kid per se. Parting was for Mac OS, wasn't it? You know what, Callan? That is a really good question. I'm not sure if it's Mac only. Vellum, I know is Mac only. I'm not sure if Pro Writing Aid is Mac. Pro Writing Aid is Mac only. I think that Pro Writing Aid has a web version. I think it has a web version. I'm not quite sure about that though. Melanie says, should have known right away it was Pride and Prejudice. Have had to read the book 5 times for variant classes. Ooh. Suffice it to say, I'm not a big fan of Victorian and Regency period romance. That's okay. That's okay. And yeah, and you know what? And it gets tiring after a while because these, especially if, you're talking college courses, which I think you are, Melanie. it's you read the same novels over and over and over again. So I totally get you. I totally get you. Amy says, I'm going to miss the last sprint, but thank you for the company. You are most welcome. Oh, this was Amy's first time. Oh, that's so awesome, Amy. Yes, please, please come back. Yes, I don't know if you're still with us, but if you are, please do come back. We are happy to have everyone who comes. Alex says another productive sprint and ice pop break. Ice pops are good. Ice pops are good. And what about Halloween candy break? And yeah, Halloween candy break. See, there you go. Halloween. It's Halloween candy break. That's good too. I use a PC and I have a Pro Writing Aid. Yeah, that's what I thought, Renee. Yeah, I thought that Pro Writing Aid is actually one of those that's not Mac specific, because I know that there are a lot of programs for writers that are Mac specific, but that one is not. Yeah, I used the web version because I didn't used to pay for it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I remember too, that there was a web version as well. Yeah, Pro Writing Aid, it's pretty flexible. It's pretty flexible, which is really, really cool. Okay. So we're going to start last sprint of the afternoon for whatever you can get done, writing, non-writing. We are here for you. I will see you all in 20 minutes. Okay, that was our last sprint. I hope that you all got stuff done. I made a big boo boo. I got through most of the story through Pro Writing Aid and then figured out it was an old version. So so now I'm doing it all over again with the revised version. This is what happens when you save like a gazillion versions of your story. So not fun, definitely not fun. Before I get to the last comments, I just wanted to, because I forgot to go through the sprint schedule. So these are the sprints for the next couple of days. So tonight we've got Rhiannon coming at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. This is in the evening. She does our lovely Rhiannon does owl sprints. So if you're a late nighter, definitely worth checking out. Tomorrow we've got the lovely Elizabeth at 9 o'clock in the morning EST, 8 o'clock CST. I will be back on at 1 o'clock EST, 12 o'clock CST for lunchtime sprints. And then we've got Tracy on for night owl sprints at 9 o'clock PM EST, 8 o'clock PM CST. So, got a lot of really, really cool sprints. So, please do join us if you can. So let's see. Yeah, okay. Hello, Diane, popping in for the last one. Very cool. Happy to see you. And says, thank you for the stream. I'm almost done with chapter 2, but I feel tired. I totally get you, and I'm so happy that we helped you get to chapter 2. That's wonderful. Melanie says, not super productive. Sorry, my reading glasses. Not super productive, but got a little editing done and set up some editorial calendar stuff. You are most welcome. Editorial calendar, very, very important. Absolutely important. Dan says, working on covers. Very, very cool. Angela says, I'm working on moving my sub box to my new home. Okay, wonderful. And Angela says, thank you for hosting. You are most welcome. I always love these sprints. So thank you everyone who stopped by. I hope you got a lot of stuff done. I will be back tomorrow afternoon if you want to join me for lunchtime, Saturday lunchtime sprints. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful Friday. And I will see you all tomorrow.